For coming along. We've already done our what I call the juniors this morning, and got through them. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of club awards still to go. But to give you an update on some of, I will give you an update shortly on what happens with this morning's club awards or this afternoon's club awards with the juniors. But first up, we want to again thank you for coming along. Thank you for looking into the sun. But what a season! She was a tough one, probably the most difficult in terms of short numbers for teams. We had a delayed start. We had our wettest February and March that we've had for a wee while. So lots of things to get through to make a successful cricket season. And thanks to the coaches and managers, again, like the whole crew of us, we're all volunteers, and had a lot of people putting their hands up within teams to make sure we got as many on the field and on the pitch as possible. So thank you for that. I know it was a tough little season with everything up against us. So which is good. We got through it, and we move on to hopefully a much easier year with more games next year and a lot more chances to have some club events to get the kids together. Firstly, thank you to our, just a bit of a broad statement, thank you to our coaches, managers, who again are volunteers and do the best they can with the time they've got with work and other commitments. So thank you to our coaches and managers for the season. So that's our first round of applause. Thank you for putting your hands up. Then our second one is nearly the most important part of a team is our scorers. These guys are the ones who normally do it week in, week out. Some teams can move it around, but our scorers do a job that no one really wants to do. And secondly, they don't get a chance to sit down and just watch their kid play, where a lot of us other parents get to. So thank you for all the scorers, for getting the scores in, for doing week in, week out, and sitting there and trying to think of high school maths pretty quickly. So again, thank you, and a round of applause to all the scorers from the club. And lastly, two last things before we get into the team awards is next year we are going to really hope and have our fingers crossed for a club or a season that's that doesn't have COVID in it, doesn't have such weather issues, and we can do a lot more events. And we're going to need that next year. The committee have a bit of a job on their hands to clear year 21 and 22, and try and just get a bit more funds into the club so we can put it back into the club for the kids. So next year we'll have hopefully, fingers crossed, a lot of chance to actually have a bit more of a funding opportunity with club days and team things. And so watch the space. We'd love your support next year in that, and if you can help us from any which way on our fundraising group, that would be huge. We're going to keep our subs the same, however we're going to really hopefully have some support from you guys around what we can do extra to give back to next year's crop and the ones in the next few years as well. And then the next one is just a comment around, I know this group doesn't use Redwood Park so much, but we discussed it in the last group where the juniors all play here, is that pool and pipes, the amount of effort those guys do onto the grounds is known across other clubs who come and play here. All the pitches get rolled and marked out as if it was the adults playing, and it's really noticed by the rest of the clubs. So first, I know it doesn't affect you guys too much because you're on artificials at a lot of schools, but just wanted to give a round of applause to Paul and the team here for doing the effort. All right, so we'll get into our team awards before we move into our club ones. So the first team up is MH9. If you can just come into this little roped area, the whole crew.
Rightio, so this is our crew of MH9 players. We've had a fantastic season, It's been a tough season, introduction to hardball cricket, which they've come off the field battered and bruised most weeks. Thank goodness for helmets and boxes. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been too pretty. But boys, you've done really well. You've worked hard, and that's the key, I think. That and that'll put you in good stead for next season. Thank you to Sonia, our manager. Awesome. I've got a pretty easy job, really, standing out on the field, and Sonia, she does a great job organising, sending the emails, liaising with Scotty. It's been brilliant, so thank you so much. Right, let's get on to our awards, boys.
All right, so first up for MH9, our best batter of the season is Finn Dolan. All right, and for MH9's best bowler of the season is Alex File. And team player of the year for MH9 is Toby Nill. Looking this way, big smiles. Awesome, good job. And up here for a big if you want to get on the way back. Right, next team to come up is MH8. Alright, quiet please. So MH8 up here with their coach Tony Cribb, who doesn't know this yet, but will be part of the committee next year. He just found that out then. So over to you, Tony.
Thanks, Scotty. Alright, I just want to shout out, first of all, I need to thank Scotty for the wonderful introduction to the committee. And I need to also say a big thanks to him and the junior committee, because their communication has been absolutely amazing all throughout the season. And none more so than we had an incident involving someone from outside the club at the start of our season at our first training. So I just need to thank Scotty for that. He handled everything perfectly. It was just really awesome. It's been a... Oh, yeah, good job. Okay, with these boys here, we're missing 3, but it's been a real pleasure coaching them, all right? We've had a lot of fun. They've improved a lot. Once again, it was their first attempt at hardball cricket, and it's been really rewarding them, watching them improve so much. So it's been really, really cool. So our stats for the year, we ended up playing 12 games. We won 8 and we lost 4. And our unbeaten run from last season finished after 20 games in total against a very good OBC team. So our boys played good cricket, and we also played against some other teams who played great cricket. So overall, the best thing our team achieved this year was that we had a good time, and that's what you want when you're playing a team sport. The thank yous I've got, I need to thank Cameron Wilson. He filled in for us and played 3 games, so that was awesome. So thank you, Cam. I need to also thank Azelle for managing our team. She's done a great job, and most importantly, she helps pick our player of the days and MVPs at the end of the game, and I relax and do nothing, which is great. A big shout out to the regular scorers for our team, Aaron McFall and Brent Hodson. They've been really amazing, so thank you to them. And to Bridget for posting our game details on Facebook, to Aaron Hooper, Rebecca, Nathan, Mike, Russell, and Chrissy. We appreciate all your help on training days and set days. Also to the parents and grandparents who turn up, a big thank you to them, because we love your support. finally, I just want to read out the players' names from our MH team this year. We've got Mahanga Tairakana, Liam Winter, Jason Wordsworth, Bryce Hooper, Harvey McFall, Nathan Wordsworth, Levi Stevens, and Jimmy Cribb. Thank you.
All right, so for MH8, our best batter of the season is Levi Stevens. And for MH8 for the season, our best bowler is Jimmy Cribb. Oh, he's not here, sorry. All right, our team player is for MH8 is Mahanga Tairakana.
Sweet. Okay, I just want hold on, boys. I just want to let everyone know. So our batter of the year, Levi, he never gave his wicket away, which is awesome. So he hit 148 runs, and he went out twice, and his average was an amazing 74. Bowler of the year was Jimmy. He got the most equal wickets, and he had the best bowling average of 8.1. And basically our all-rounder player of the year, Mahanga, he scored the most runs of our team with 202. And he also got the most equal wickets with 15. And a special shout out to Bryce. He got the second most runs, 186, and he took the second most wickets with 13. So, cheers.
All right, I think we found out who's hosting this next year. MH7 is the next team. All right, so MH17, coached by Zahid with a bit of help this year by Josh, but so Zahid really looks after it on a Saturday and has done a couple of seasons, new to hardball this year, but just a few words from him.
Yeah, just before season, one day I just came here with my boy to play cricket, to have a bit of practice, and Scotty said, I have your bat ready, so thanks for dragging me into that. So I think we had an awesome year. So we had a couple of new guys who started cricket, and I think everybody was new to the hardball cricket. It was amazing how all the players gelled together. What struck me was some of the comments that I received in the last match, that all of the boys want to sort of play with the same team next year. So that sort of tells how well they have played and how much they enjoy together as a team. So well done, boys.
Awesome. So for MH7, our best batter of the season is Ashley Prescott. All right, our best bowler for MH7 is Mohammed Zahad. All right, and our team player for MH7, his first season of cricket, is Joel Clemenger.
yeah, just few acknowledgements. Thanks to Anita for helping me out with the match announcements, and I used to see these people with envy sitting on the boundary and sipping coffees. But on the other hand, I am overflowing with vitamin D. So yeah, thanks to all the parents. Thank you guys.
Thanks guys. So yeah, normally, and just touching on what Zahid said, is that happens a lot. This year we had 4 teams without coaches at the start of the season, and we ended up before Christmas having no teams without coaches, and that's only due to people putting their hand up. Somebody in Zahid's team last year needed to pick up the gear bag, and that's kind of how everything happened. So we think a lot of those coaches go all the way through with these boys and girls, and really put a lot of effort in. So again, thank you for that. Right, next team is MH6.
Thanks, Scotty. Just got a few notes just to make sure I cover everything off. First thing, I just wanted to thank Scotty and the committee for all their hard work. It was my first season of coaching, so all the help was really appreciated, and Kate as well for getting us, signing me up as coach. So thank you guys. I thank Colin, my offsider, my assistant coach, who's not here today, but couldn't have done it without him. Filled in for a couple of times at training for us. So yeah, big thanks to him, and to Stu Thornley as well. Stu scored probably 90% of the games for us, and also Stu was a big help for me because I had no idea what the rules were and that, since Stu had been involved for a few years, so he was able to point me in the right direction. So thanks, Stu. To all the parents, thank you guys. It's not possible without you guys. Getting to the games at 8:30 every Saturday morning can be a challenge. A lot of younger siblings in the team and that, so we know it's no easy feat, so thanks to you guys. To my girls at home, thank you for letting me do it as well. Couldn't do it without you guys. The team, MH6, it's been an absolute pleasure. Didn't really have much of an idea what I was getting into, but we've all had a blast along the way. A really great, polite, caring bunch of boys who, half of the boys at the start of the year, I think 4 hadn't played. We had 4 new kids and 4 that had, and they really didn't know each other much at all. There was sort of 4 little pairs, but within a couple of weeks they were like old friends, so thank you guys. Thanks.
So not only do you get roped into coaching, you also have to do a bit of public speaking at the end of it, which is always fun. Right, so best batter of MH6 this season is James Hammond. Alright, our best bowler for MH6 is Josh Thornley. And our team player for MH6 is Finlay Graham.
The stats for those kids, our batter and our bowler, really easy awards to give out really with the statistics, so easily available. So James batting, 13 games, 290 runs from 286 balls, 8 not outs, high score of 42. and an average of 58. Well done. Bowler of the year, Josh. Fast left arm bowler. It's quite amazing when you're standing at umpire to see a 11-year-old boy run in and bowl with a left arm bowler, and to see the shape on the ball, you can certainly see why he took so many wickets. He give most batters a lot of trouble. So 12 games, 38 overs, 3 maidens, 16 wickets for 173 runs, best bowling, 4 for 16. Well done. And the team player, Finlay, probably the hardest one to pick. Obviously not chosen on statistics. It was put out to the parents to all vote, and Finlay was the majority pick. So well done, mate. Finlay's just a real pleasure. He's very caring, and he's just positive on the field. Nothing's an issue, whether he's opening the batting or batting at 9, and just all the boys get on so well with him, and he's a pleasure to have around. So well done, Finlay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Hayden. Next team is MH5.
Matt and Jeremy, up here please. You don't get away with it that easy. So this year we had MH5. We took a 3-pronged attack, I guess. Not one of us could commit to the whole thing, so Matt took trainings, Jeremy pretty much scored every game, and was our manager with great comms. Thanks, Jeremy. And then I did the glory part of it and did the umpiring and took it on a Saturday. So I got to be the cheerleader and all that sort of stuff. So I got the fun bit and the easy bit. So I don't know how I got this bit, gentlemen. So at the start of the season, we had a bit of a mixed bag before Christmas. We won some, we lost some, all pretty close games. And then we had the rule change at Christmas to Year 7 rules, and I think we lost 1 game. The boys did amazing. It was a tremendous result. I do have some people to thank very quickly, Scotty and Katie and the rest of the committee. Thank you very much, you do an amazing job for us. And also want to thank Alfie Longdon, who pretty much was an honorary member of MH5. I think he filled in. So thank you, Alfie. And some of the other MH4 boys who filled in for a game for us. So I think we had 4 of them because we were ravaged by COVID. Otherwise it wouldn't have been a game, so thank you very much. And to our parents, Colin for scoring some games when people weren't around, and Steve, Jacob's dad, who's not here, for scoring, and Matt and Michelle for looking after the kit. So yeah, it was a real team effort.
All right, so for MH5, our best batter of the year is Enzo Stewart. Our best bowler of the year for MH5 is Jackson Case. All right, and our team player for MH5 is Miller Devaney.
Just so, because everybody else did some stats, I thought I'd better. I didn't really have anything prepared. But Enzo, our best batter this year, 360 odd runs at an average of 70. Was amazing with the bat, particularly when he sort of took the pressure off himself and had some fun. Jackson was amazing with the ball this year. He was quick, he was accurate, and he finished up with 20 wickets for the season. I think in an economy rate, Jeremy, of about 3. Something like that, yeah. It was incredible this year, Jackson. And then our team player, Miller, was I think 2nd on wickets, 3rd on runs, and our best fielder, so always positive. Yeah, it was a really, really great year, lads. Thank you very much.
All right, next team is, so 4 more to go, is MH4.
We're MH4 this year. I've been coaching this team for the bulk of the boys for about 6 years, I think, since they were about 4 and 5. And it's good to see how far they've come, most of them being 11 now. This year we competed in Section 1, which was quite tough. We played quite a few tough games, but we held our own and we won a few games coming into the back half. I'd also just like to thank my support team. We had a whole lot of great parents that helped this year. We had Nick doing scoring and Luke helping with umpiring, and we had a whole lot of guys helping at training, which makes it so much easier. I'd thank the committee as well. They did great work, especially with the MVP stuff and all that. And I'd like to thank the boys. Had a couple of new boys in the team this year, which was great. And they went really well. I think just seeing the improvement in the boys this year was really magic. Cheers. Okay, so Batsman of the Year. We had 3 boys pretty much in the top 3 spots for every stat that we took. Oh, okay, yeah. We did. We had 3 boys though, and we just didn't know which way to go around with the 3 boys. But in the end, we got there.
So we'll do some stats at the end after we hand them out. But our batter of the year for MH4 is Tom Gainsford. Our bowler of the year for MH4 is Benji James. And our team player of the year for MH4 is Jack Quillerton.
So the stats for the boys, we had Benji took 21 wickets at 6.5 average. He started the year bowling medium paces, and after Christmas he went to leg spin and off spin, and ended up 21 at 6.5 and 3.5 economy rate, I think. And Tom Gainsford scored 360 odd runs at about average of 60, had 2 50s in there. And Jack was pretty much second or third in most of the categories, so that's why he got team player. Plus he runs in hard every training and bowls fast, so yeah, well done. Also I've just got one last thing to give out since we don't have most improved player. I've just got a ball for Cam. Cam had a really good second half of the season, and he took 15 wickets, and I think he's most improved.
All right, next team is MH3.
Welcome everyone. MH3 here. There's a few boys that can't be here due to sickness, so these likely lads are here. Good group of battlers. The majority of the team came through from last year. Oliver joined us here, and one of our players was able to go up to the Prems, which was great for the wee group. We had a good season up and down. We had some good wins, especially at the start of this season, this year. and the majority of the time we kept learning and growing, and there's certainly some individuals that really grew in their individual skills. So overall, pretty successful year. There's plenty of stats, but I don't have them on me, but we'll just keep rolling forward with it.
All right, so for MH3, the best batter of the season is Bryn Johnson. All right, best bowler for MH3 is Oliver Hewitt. And unfortunately not here at the moment, but for the team player and stats of plenty, had a great season, is Henry Bone. All right, nearly there, guys. We've just got 2 more teams. So the next one is MH2.
Thanks, team. Like every other team before us, we've had a pretty good season. It's really thankful in part to our parents. So thank you to Janelle for being our scorer and our manager. Thank you. And all of our parents who come along each week. Wonderful, wonderful supporters. We played in the top grade in the Section 1 and had a pretty good season. We've definitely had a good season because not many teams can beat you. So they've gone. They lost 1 game this year, but over this year and the year before, I think everyone really wants to beat us, and they always get up and try to beat us. But thankfully, these boys always respond. So good season. We look forward to having them back again next year, and we will dish out our prizes.
All right, for MH2, best batter is Rory Webster. Best bowler of the year for MH2 is Tom Kraft. And team player of the year for MH2 is Ben Muir. All right, next team, our last one before we get into the club awards, so we're nearly there, is MH1.
How did that even happen? How's that hard?
Yeah, hi guys. I co-coach MH1 with Josh Oliver. Josh is sick at the moment, so he's asked me to stand in and do the speech. So I got to see most of the games this year. This team have done really well. Last season was a really tough season for these kids, or should I say young men. And yeah, this season started off pretty tough. I think we lost the first 3 or 4 games. But we had a couple of new kids in this year, and I think they really gave a bit more depth to the team. And the parents were kind of starting to sniff a win. In fact, they didn't say the word win, they called it the big W, because they didn't want to jinx the team. And finally it kind of all happened, and we beat a really good Medbridge team. So that was definitely the highlight of the season. And they're just a really good bunch of boys, really good team spirit. They played well. Most of these boys have gone on and played for the high school teams now, so it's really good to see. Hopefully we see you back in the Marist Green one day, boys. So that'll be really good. And probably other highlights. So I think 4 of these boys played for CJCA, which was a big achievement. And put a special mention to Cooper, who actually made the top 4 teams that went down and competed in Alexander this year. So that was pretty special. So well done, Cooper. And I should just say thanks to the committee as well. You know, I've coached some of these kids since softball, and so it's been really good to bring them right the way through the grades. And yeah, it's a great club to play for. You know, always supported, and yeah, sad to see some of these guys go, really. So yeah.
All right, so for MH1, our best batter of the season is Will Sanford. Our best bowler for MH1 for the season is Harry Longdon. And team player of the year for MH1 is Dylan Freeman.
So I'll just... So I just want to read out what, obviously Josh has chosen these awards. I just wanted to read out what he's actually, he sent me a message earlier. So team player, so I'm the team player, Dylan. Main points are consistency with the bat, knack of picking up wickets, and how he kept and captained most of the season. So yeah, really key player in the team. Best batter, Will. Clearly I think it was a 84 not out, was it? 82 not out against a really good Sydenham team, so that was a massive highlight. He ended up on second top scorer behind Dylan, and I think he played a few less games as well. So good temperament, good technique, and a really good season. And best bowler, Harry, aka Hazza, bowled with pace and consistency, picked up timely wickets, improved on his extras throughout the season, and bowled economically throughout. So well done, boys.
All right, so we'll go into our last number. How many awards we've got there is all we've got left. Into our club awards. So this includes our softball guys as well as guys and girls, as well as your teams as well. Lots of nominations in for this season. The club awards were easily the hardest for a long time to decide because we have about 12 or 13 games this year instead of 18. The numbers were a lot closer and it was a lot harder to get an understanding of it. Again, it's not all about statistics. The nominations come with a little bit of a blurb as well, and then the committee decide on where we go to from there. A hard one to choose for this award, this big trophy for the best individual performance, and that goes to Will Sanford for 82 not out. Sorry, Mr. Unorganised here was meant to say something else. So I've got a few special mentions between, as I say, it's very, very, very close. So close in the best individual performance and a few boys that need to be mentioned, who had some great individual performances across some games through the season, is James Hammond, Enzo Stewart and Oliver Hewen had some really good individual performances as well. So well done there, boys. All right, so the next award is sort of the unsung award when it comes to stats, is fielding, is the Fielding Cup. Treasured amongst the club here, and again not always on stats, but we've gone through a huge amount of players here, and some special mentions before we get the winner up, with some solid nominations, was Tom Gainsford, Levi Stevens and Josh Thornley. But our winner this season for his Fielder of the Year is Ben Muir. All right, now we go into our junior bowler of the season, and we'll get through some special mentions first. And this was a very hard one to choose again. Some special mentions before we go into the winner was Benji James from MH4, Jackson Radcliffe from MH12 and Josh Thornley. There's not many juniors that get juniors that get mentioned in it, but our top wicket taker was Jackson Radcliffe this season. But this year's junior bowler of the season goes to another Jackson Case. All right, this is probably one of the toughest ones to choose, the Junior Batter of the Year. We had statistics coming out of our ears for this one, and we did come down to a winner, but the special mentions for our Batter of the Season for the Junior Club, our special mentions before we get into the winner, we've got to mention Tom Gainsford, Flynn Blackmore from the Juniors, and Dylan Freeman. But our winner for the Junior Batter of the Season is Enzo Stewart. All right, so our next award doesn't go to any players. This goes to I'll read out what's on the shield, is for recognition of those great volunteers' effort that goes into coaching, managing and engaging our next generation of cricketers and their families. My favourite award, which is the McNaughton Radcliffe Shield. Lots of nominations for this, with a couple of special mentions as well, which is Eddie Norgate and Wade Robertson. But our winner of the McNaughton Radcliffe Shield is Tony Cribb. All right, down to 3 to go. The next one is Team of the Year. So this is across the whole club, and it's a tough one to choose from. When you look at all of the grades in hardball right through to softball, out of the 18 teams, we're sitting in first, second or third for about 16 of them. So it's a really hard one to choose. It's not always down to stats, as I say, but this one here, the Team of the Year, is to our Premier Year 7 team, MH2. All right, quite there. Down to our last two and our two biggest awards of the season. This one's for the Matt Henry MVP trophy. Unfortunately, Matt couldn't be here. He's with the Black Caps up against the Netherlands at the moment, but I can tell, knowing Matt well, that he will be wanting to find out who's taken this out, and I'm sure we'll get some videos and photos from him congratulating the winners. And unfortunately, we couldn't get any further Canterbury players down, just with the COVID rules and things, and they're trying to keep a team on the park themselves. So unfortunately we don't have that here, but I'll explain what the Matt Henry Trophy is about. Each week the coaches give us, and managers give us some MVP points, 3, 2 or 1 across every game, across all the seasons, across all the teams, so that it doesn't matter which level you're at, which team you're in, the points all mean the same, and we just try and find out our MVP team members from across the whole season. Just like the juniors, I explained it earlier, for those who weren't here, we had about 11 within 3 points by the end of the season. So it came right down to the last games. And so our third place for the Matt Henry Trophy is Tom Gainsford. And our second place for the hardball crew for the Matt Henry Trophy is Finn Dolan. All right, and for our winner of the Matt Henry Trophy for the 21-22 season is James Hammond. All right, so as I said, that one's a really tough one when it comes down to the end of the season. 11 players, well, to be fair, there was about 9 other players that nearly got third place. That's how close it came down to. So our final award, the Paul Case Trophy, goes to our player of the season for the club across all 18 teams, and that goes to a player with over 360 runs, more than 14 wickets, 16 catches and 8 run-outs, and that's Tom Gainsford. Just a special mention here is that that's 2 in a row for Tom, and unfortunately he didn't get the pride of running up here last year because he was at camp. So another congratulations for last year as well, please. All right, guys, that concludes our season. Coaches, if you can make sure we get our bags inside if you haven't already. I'll reach out to everybody closer to the end of the winter sports season. But again, thank you for the season. Thank you for the extra help and the patience throughout this year where there's so much happening. So well done, kids. Make sure before you leave you really give your coaches and managers a thank you. It's a huge job to do every single season. So thank you guys and well done.